Okay, good afternoon all. It's all right, I'm running a few minutes late. I went just out to make myself a cup of tea. I didn't realise it was just coming up past. So, how you doing, Wood? Lance, I see Mac marked your trade. Yeah, I did notice. Pity about the large signal. But yeah, I came in a tick. Well, it was still large. I came in a tick lower, but I did notice it. Yeah, Penguin didn't, did he? But I think he just finished trading, isn't he? But it was a second entry. But for me, it was more of a Penguin style trade, wasn't it? So how you doing, Wood? Anyway, Rodian, how you doing, bud? Exponential. Good morning. Okay, let's see how we get on today. Make sure everything's set right. 39, 39. Excellent. Okay, let's see how we get on. God, it's cold today in the UK. Ooh, freezing out there. Okay, what are we doing? I did wonder whether that was going to continue. If you look back a few yesterday, that was like one big trend, wasn't it? I wonder if that actually fits. Let's chuck that there like that. Yeah, it sort of does, doesn't it? Okay, so we've broken overnight lows. Let's call overnight highs here. So we've had this channel. That looks like an overshoot and a break in a new low. So let's see if we get a push up now. We've broken the lows. Big drop right before the opening. Yeah. Brooke, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? So I think Sam's back today, so best of luck to him. I think he's starting afresh. So good luck to him. So yeah, touch. That looks like a channel with an overshoot break of the new high. This looks like a bottoming pattern. So if we can get a push up, that's what I would expect. So let me just see if we've got something like this so far. Let's have a look. Oh no, we haven't. There's our low, isn't it? Just going to put that there for now. We've been around since 45.20 for days now. Yeah, we have. Are we going to continue down? That's the thing. Let's have a little look. Yeah, we have, haven't we? Between sort of this level and this level, really. So we could have a leg down, a break, another leg down. We could do a bunch of stuff, really. So this looks to me, after the overshoot, sometimes we'll just rock it up, but a lot of times we bounce, come down, make a new low, or try and make a new low, and then continue on up. So it looks like we're trying to make a new low here. I'm just wondering if that channel's bigger. Maybe not yet. If it continues down, I'll adjust that channel. It'll probably sit on there, and that will possibly line up with that. Let's just have a quick go. Ooh, that does look alright, doesn't it? It's okay. So that's a possibility. That's a possibility. It actually looks okay. Dre, how you doing, bud? How you doing? Yeah, it kind of works, doesn't it? That's in line with this. We got a touch here. Obviously, I've missed all this out, haven't I? So, in fact, just for now, let's put it back where it was. And just keep an eye on it. But I'm calling that an overshoot just for now. So let's bend this out the way. Overshoot, break, new low. We do that a lot. We either, with an overshoot, we either rock it off in the other direction, or sometimes a correction. In this case, it's a break and a new low. So I would expect that now to push up. So if we can get above the EMA, maybe, see, what I'm thinking is if some traders have got that like that, and they see this break, they're looking to go short. In my opinion, we've had an overshoot, so I'm possibly thinking about going long, trapping their shorts. So we'll see. See how we get on. Okay, excuse me about the stir in a second. I'm just stirring my cup of tea. See if we trap some shorts here. In fact, I think we'd certainly do a pullback, a decent sized pullback. We've obviously had quite a bit of upward stuff, haven't we? We see Mac going long here for good signal bars, which he didn't seem to this time. Yeah. See, there is a possibility that there's a bigger channel there. You went short at 23.50. Up here, did you? 23 around about here somewhere. Yeah. Well, that's a thought. I haven't reloaded my historic. See, it could go up or down from here. There is a possibility of a bigger channel. We've had an overshoot and a push up. A lot of times, you know, as we either go off in that direction or come back and make a new low or just have a correction. But it could just continue down, which may indicate we maybe have a slightly bigger channel. Or a spiking channel even. In fact. My bars look okay to your guys, do they? Look very similar? Okay, there's a higher low there. At the moment, I'm sitting tight, just in case it is coming down. There is a possibility of a spike and channel. There is the possibility of this, which sort of also kind of fits. Actually, I'm not a fan of that. Let's put that back where it was. It's changed a bit since I reloaded. It doesn't look as nice. Let's get, what, the larger one? Yeah, it's continuing down, isn't it? Trouble is, where'd you draw the line? That's the thing. In fact, probably the easiest way is to go through that top one. Let's have a look. Trouble is, if you get this wrong, it can affect your whole. Trouble is, that's okay as far as I can see, but it's looking like it's coming out. So I don't know. I'm just not going short here. Definitely not at the moment. Yeah, we're coming down, but we're also going a bit sideways. I want some more confirmation, really. Okay. Leg, that doesn't look too bad, actually. So, let's see. So, we're part of the way down. I'd like to see a break, actually. Yeah, the trouble is, in all fairness, we don't really need that there, because the trouble is, if you draw a sort of a makeshift range, you start to think it's got to come back in, whereas really we've had one push up and a bigger push down, so it's not ranging at all. I tend to put those in all the time, the ranges straight away, but sometimes they can affect you. very interesting. Delta divergence. For what does that mean? You think it may break here or what? 09 next level. You reckon? A lot of longs getting trapped. Yeah. Trouble is that's a leg. I'd say there's a good chance of getting 2 legs here. Let's have a quick look on the daily. You know about this one here, yeah? Trouble is, I'd like to do it as a what's it because I want it tight to this as I can. You on about here, are you? There's probably something bigger there for sure. Talking about the overshoot you had here. That one. Not sure what you mean there, bud. I think that was a channel, wasn't it? And then we had a break and another channel down. Yeah. Okay, so we got a leg. See what happens here. It's definitely bearish, isn't it? Okay, first entry. May just come rocketing down, but I ain't taking that. Yeah, it is, isn't it? The EMA's nicely matching that channel. So, yeah, it may be just 2 channels. We've got that one, and we had a bit of a break or an overshoot. In fact, I'm not even convinced that's an overshoot in there because it fits there, doesn't it? Let's move this over a bit. So that looks like a channel and a break and something a little bit less steep. Let's have a little look. This is interesting. Possible leg and leg here. We'll see. I don't know. These don't seem to be that reliable lately. Just looking at the daily here, just thinking about what might happen. Obviously, we've had this channel, overshoot, strong push up, break, trap that short, pushed up, another leg up. So we're doing a bit of sideways stuff here. Yeah, we're getting a bit of sideways, aren't we, for a few days? It's hard to say. It could come down. See that bar there? It might have triggered that and come down. It's hard to say what's going to go on. I do like that separate small channel. I like that. I think that's a better option. We've got a channel going down there, a break of it, and a less steeper channel. So nothing we can do here. Could do anything here. It might trigger above that, trap some shorts and come down. Trap some longs, rather. I don't think there's any other way of doing it. You might do something like that. Possible. Who knows? Okay, I'd have preferred that to trigger that long there. Not really much you can do here. It's starting to get a bit congested. So it could go down, could go up. I'd have preferred it if that bearish bar there would have triggered that long. If it would have dropped below the long, that would have been a lower high then. Trouble is that they're not as reliable, these. There's been quite a few of these lately, and they break and just go up. So you've really got to wait for a really nice looking second entry short here, I think. Something really bearish looking, otherwise it's just too dangerous. It's hard to say, really. It could be something like that, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, Kev, how you doing? I'm doing good, mate. All good. All good. It could be something like that. A spike and channel. We can lift that up a little bit. It's possible. Let me just kill that colour. The trouble is, if you get this wrong, you can mess up on a trade. We've touched here, touched here, touched here, touching here. It's a little bit off there, but I'm not concerned with that too much. So maybe that. I can lift that up a bit. That will make that bottom look a bit better. It doesn't look too bad, I think. Yeah, sometimes these are easy to read, and other times they're not. See, if that channel is right, and we've had a touch there, and a touch there, if it breaks below that bearish bar, I think there's a good chance it's going to come down. That's if that channel is valid. I think there's a good chance it is, but I wouldn't. I'm not confident enough to go take a trade on it. So let's see what happens here. So there's after a break, there's a high, there's a lower high. So if that lower high holds and it comes down the bottom, I think there's a good chance. So there's a failure there. Trouble is, it looks like it's going to drop out there. If it is working on that line, which it could do, then I'd expect it to drop. But there is a possibility it could trap shorts and have another leg up. So you just got to be a bit careful here. If that channel is valid and it breaks below there, I would expect that to come down. But if the channel isn't valid, it could trigger that short and go up. So I'm just going to have to sit out of this one, unfortunately. It is congested, but it's congested at a downward angle, which is telling me it's slowly working down. But it is congested, and you just don't know. I'm not fully convinced about that there. So I'm just going to sit tight here. It never triggered anyway. We could have a leg and a leg. I'm just looking on the daily. It could do anything here, really. Let's have a quick look on that daily. See, it's not a double top. I thought it was. It's not. I mean, this could come down and take out this. Could come right down and test this top. It could do, or it may just continue up. But it's struggling to do anything. So it's hard to know exactly what that's going to do. I mean, sometimes, you know, it's starting to look bearish, but sometimes it'll trigger a bearish bar and then push up. So it's not very clear at the moment. So it's sometimes this, you can have an idea. You can have that one there where it triggered that bar. Pretty much knew where that was going to go, especially after the overshoot. But it's a bit sideways. It could just literally do some sideways stuff today again, couldn't it? Stuck in a range again. Okay. So that was my concern in getting into a bar here. That lower high there would have triggered you and stopped you out. Now, if this is valid, we've got a touch here. We got a touch there. You would think that type of bar there, a lower high that triggered, would come down, but it didn't, pushed up. So that's why I tend to leave these alone. If I'm not sure, I'll leave it alone. So depending on what that is, it could be a break and then making a new low, but I don't know. I'm not massively convinced that channel's right. It doesn't look too bad, but so it could be a weird. I don't like the thing, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at it. You can't really join that up because you're missing all this stuff in the middle. It doesn't make sense, really. That's a channel to me. We got touch, 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 touch. Touch on the bottom, touch on the bottom, touch on the bottom. Beautiful. Push up. That's definitely a channel. No other way to look at that. It's a perfect channel fitting down there really nicely. Fits absolutely beautiful. We've had a break. One leg up, two legs up. Maybe fade this, and then I think down. It just doesn't look right for a bigger channel to me. Obviously, there is that possibility that it could be something like that, but I just don't like the way it's missed all this, so I'm just going to leave this off for now. Sometimes you're just better off playing the smaller picture. We're only interested in small moves, so it's less important, isn't it, the bigger channels? Obviously, the bigger channels are good for guidance if you're coming up to it again, but this, at the moment, all we've had is a downtrend. Nice channel with a break, so and that looks like two legs up, so I think there's a chance we're going to come down. It's pretty bearish anyway, so... now that's barcode, yeah, this isn't it. In fact, that could probably come down a bit there. Yeah, I think if you scan that with your phones, I think a tin of beans will pop up. So that's what I love about this job. It's just trying to figure out really what people are thinking, isn't it? That's what it is, studying human behaviour. What are people thinking now after this? You know, because we're always taught after a channel break, we're expecting a new low. So that looks like fading this. But I think it's hard to say. I'm certainly expecting it to make a new low anyway. It is a leg and a leg, although not a perfect leg, but you can clearly see it's two pushes. So we've got a leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. That might be a penguin. See, I thought with the penguin, the second push hasn't got to be as high. Is there anyone in that trades penguin style? Does it matter that that second push is higher than the first? Because I thought if we have a first push and then the second push doesn't quite get as high, and then usually they give up. So if there's any penguin traders in, just let me know whether that second push can be higher, because if it can be, you would probably expect to go low there right after that push and come out down here, maybe one to one, or maybe try and catch that on a limit order. Oh, you wouldn't even need to do that, in all fairness. You could take that there and you'd be out comfortably. So I think leg. I think we're coming down here to break this low. It's definitely bearish at the moment, and in all fairness, on the daily, we could have a really strong drop there. It's, you know, we've pushed up, we've come back, we've gone a bit sideways, we've pushed up. So as after this big green bar here, we've had 2 pushes, and now it's looking like it's losing momentum. You know, there's a fair old bit of buying gone on there over the last sort of, what is that, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 34. So over the last fortnight, it's just been going up and up and up with a little bit of sideways and up. So I think we're due for a bit of a pullback. So yeah, I'm sort of, well, it's looking bearish, and the daily, I suppose, is hinting more bearish. But you never know. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's still fitted in there. So a little breakout and then back in. So we've got a leg down here. We had a break. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher. Let's see. You mean 2 attempts to go lower? Yeah, I suppose so. Well, I was just thinking about that because we've had a break and a push up. 1 attempt to go lower. Second attempt to go lower. Failure. It's a possible. I think my understanding of it is we're looking for 2 attempts to go higher after a break of a downtrend. So, yeah, I know what you're saying. 1 attempt to go lower. Second attempt to go lower. Failure. I don't know enough about it, really. I might try and talk to some other penguin traders over there. In fact, I might have a look at that. I printed that thing out from Benji. He wrote that plan. So yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? After that, see if we have a break and make 2 attempts to go higher, then I'd expect it to come down. If we have a break, come down. Yeah, so if we break, 2 attempts to go higher, it'll come down. We have a break, 2 attempts to go lower, it'll go up. I think. Don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it. In fact, I'm going to watch some of his videos over the weekend and see if I can't work it out. You should watch 2 or 3 of them. Should be able to figure out. But yeah, it's a good point, actually. Okay, so yeah, push up, come down, made 2 more attempts to go lower. I mean, yeah, you might be right, mate. This looks like it's working up. It could push up. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm not sure, if something doesn't fit right, I've got no problem, letting it go. See, that channel, we've had a break in a new low, so it depends on your draw, really. We made a new low for support holding. It might give, for me, I'd be more scared to go short than long. Yeah, I agree. It is making sort of higher highs. In fact, it's got that mixed feeling, isn't it? Sometimes you get some longs here, you get some longs here, you get some longs in, all of a sudden, wham, it drops. And that does happen. Not as much as I probably think so, because sometimes when it's happened to you, it's at the forefront of your mind, and you tend to get, I certainly do, tend to be a bit paranoid and think that's going to happen every time. But I think over time that'll just settle and you'll find, the best way to deal with it. But I think the safest option at the moment, regardless of where we think it's going, what it's doing at the moment is sideways. And so far, I tend to have a better record at the moment of leaving this alone. My patience is in a happy place at the moment, if you like. I think if you can have a break from getting frustrated from trading, and clear that mind a bit, I think you make a lot better decisions. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a good place at the moment. I feel nice and calm trading. I'm actually, for the first time in a while, really enjoying trading. I feel like my skill levels come up a little bit, and I'm starting to have a bit of belief in myself. Which I like. It's making me feel good. So there's a failure there, so that may go up. But in all fairness, I don't want to be going long into these tops, because there is some resistance over there. So as tempted as it is to go long, I think personally it's dangerous. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say this looks like a trap to me, and I'm staying well away from it. That's what I mean. You've trapped some longs there. You've trapped some longs there. I think if you're in a long there, you're going to get stopped out. It's just got Trap City written all over it. Yeah, the trouble is, when it's sideways like this, it's just not worth the risk. It may work, but, even Mac will tell you, you just got to stay out of this stuff. It does look like it's going up, but sometimes it does that. It almost teases you, and then wham, down it comes. So, but it's just, going long here, I think for me would be careless. Yes, it's a lower high. Yes, it's a failure, but you're going long 3 or 4 ticks into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tops of here, so, and it may work, but just because it works doesn't mean it's a good trade, you know what I mean? And sometimes if it does work, it gets you that false sense of security. Well, there's clearly resistance there, isn't there? We've had this channel and we've had a break. So the chance of going low, I think, is better. The daily tells me we're likely to go lower. So the signals are saying lower, certain signals, but these bars are saying higher. So I'm getting mixed feelings. But what I will say is it's sideways. So in my opinion, it would be just careless to get into a trade here. And I think, it's a good way of looking for him. I don't, never, for me, but never be scared to just not take a trade. Never think, oh, I don't want to miss it. But I don't think like that anymore. I've just given up thinking that way. Because if you get sort of sucked into those certain mixed signs, it could go either way. And the sensible thing to do is just to stay out. You know what I mean? 1 minute it's looking bearish, next minute it's looking bullish, but it's just not worth it. Yeah. Well, you can see it, can't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's turned there 5 times in a row. Excuse me a second. It's turned 5 times in a row. You have to pay attention to that. You know, and if you go long here and it turns on you, and you ask someone, I went long there, why did it go against me? The simple answer is, well, you're going into resistance there. While it's throwing out mixed signs, the best thing to do is to stay out. There's one thing you can guarantee about staying out: you're not going to lose a penny, and that's better than taking a risk to me, because it is. You know, after this, you'd expect a low, but it's sideways, but it is slightly going up. But, you know, if you took that bar there, it triggers. You came down, stopped you out by 1 tick. But it looks like it's trying to go up. But because it's sideways, it's just not worth the risk. No, that's the day. You don't want a red day for sure, mate. I'd rather have a 0 day or a green day. One thing I will say, I've had, since I started this account here, I think I've had two red days or 3. 2 red days, a $50 and I think $100 or just under. So I've had 2 red days, and I'm kind of glad I have, because the more green days you have in a row, the harder that red day hurts. So I like the fact that I've had a few, but purely because I've gone down to 1 contract, those red days aren't as damaging. So, see what I mean? There's another bullish bar there, which is triggered. So it could go up, it could rocket up, or it could come down. But that's what I mean. The simple answer is could. It could do either or. Thanks, mate. Cheers. I definitely feel in a better place now. I think I've got rid of a lot of me demons, and you know, got rid of a lot of the stupid stuff. Okay, it's touched that again. Look, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if it gets above it. See, if you'd taken that short there, I don't think you would have. If you'd taken the short trigger, just stopped you out by 1 tick. See, now all of a sudden it's hit that line. Look, that's rejection, isn't it? Or is it going to trap some shorts? I think that's going to get stopped out personally. But you just can't trade this. It's just too dangerous. You may even get into that. In fact, that's probably the nicest looking bearish bar there. So for me, I think that's going to take it down. If you're in long there, you're in long there, you're out. The more we knock on it, the more likely it is to get broken. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 2175 is a poor high. It's just a matter of being patient, isn't it? Waiting for... We want good trades, don't we? We want solid signals. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. I think these tend to work if you see a really good solid bar, but if you look upon all that, where's the best looking bearish bar there really? That one. Why? Because it's touched there and pushed down. So if you're going to take a short there, that's probably going to be the best short along there really. That's not a good short. That's just too low. That's not bad, but it hasn't touched the top. But that's probably the best looking short, and it's managed to get down the bottom. But if you took a long there, or there, or there, look at that by 1 tick. It's amazing how it takes you out by just a tick, isn't it, half the time? That's why sometimes I used to give it an extra tick. It's sort of uncanny, really, isn't it? They say the market's not out to get you. Well, it bloody seems like it to me. It seems like it to me. Let's take that up a fraction more. Okay, yeah, I mean, you can clearly see that. So, see, I'm just not trading it, but I would say it's more likely to make a new low, I'd say. We're at the bottom now, so we're below anything there, so any trades you've taken in there, any longs. That's what I mean. See how it's... See, the downtrend after the break you know, we know the chances are we're going to make a new low, because that's generally how it works. And we're bearish as well, so there's another reason to take low. But the signals in the bars are slowly working up. So, you know, it's almost teasing, isn't it? Go on, have a go, have a go, have a go, have a go, and then wham. You know what I mean? Buggers, really, aren't they? This market, how it messes with your brain. But it's. I don't think it's a case of trying to outsmart it. It's just trying to find out when it's trying to pick you off, and then stay out of it. You know, when it's giving away trades, we'll jump in there and take them. When it's teasing you to take them, you know, after a while you start to get a bit smart and go, right, okay, this looks a little bit like it's trying to play games here. And I think once you can get to that level and start noticing, I mean, one of the biggest things I feel like I've improved is not getting trapped, you know, identifying places. And I feel like my trading has just come forward an extra step now because I don't get, you know, trapped as much. But it is. You do get a nice sense of achievement when you start to get clear headway. Yeah, they're both still holding, aren't they? See, I think the reasons I would say it's more likely to come down is because we've had leg to leg, we've had a break. It's bearish at the moment. And then on the daily, we've pushed up strong. We've got a little bit of sideways there, so we've pushed up once, come back, pushed up again. So I think that is probably going to come down a little bit more. And even just a little bit on this is maybe 10 points on there. So for those reasons, I'm thinking bearish. It doesn't mean I'm going to get into a trade because it's still sideways and, you know, there's electric. I think it's going to come down, but it might, you know, piss you around and go up and down a bit more before it eventually comes down. But like I say, it could turn a bit bullish bar now and push back in. But But yeah, I'm enjoying my trading now more than ever because I've managed to trade now for about 5 weeks without doing anything stupid for once, and that's the first time I can say that in 5 weeks. And the only really thing that's changed is the reduction in the risk. It's the one thing I'd always avoided, and the one thing I'd probably heard the most of. So for sure, we're going to do that. Yeah, see, there is a possibility, touch, there is a possibility that there is something bigger going on there. But until we get a bit lower and pull back, it's hard to make a judgment call there, isn't it? Let's have a look. So that's interesting. So if that triggers, which it does, let's get rid of that. I'll tell you what, let's just kill the colour. So it's an area of interest. That'd be interesting. If that comes down and takes that out, I'd say it's coming down more for certain, but look at that. Let's see if it holds on that line. Look at that. It's just held on that line. Maybe not now. Let's get rid of it for a minute. It's frustrating, isn't it, sometimes? The only thing you can do is just stay out because, look, you know, we seem to be coming down and trapping the longs. So, you know, a lot of traders are going to be thinking, yeah, sound bearish. You know, and then all of a sudden turns around and it goes up, what, 7 or 8 points in 3 bars straight up. It's frustrating, isn't it? I don't mind. I'll just let it get on with me. But I've outsmarted it just this once by not getting sucked in. So salted. All you can do, Brick, is just let it go, mate. That's it. There's not much you can do. Took out the longs, yeah. But that's the thing about sideways, and we've all heard Max say it multiple times, you just can't trade this stuff, because it is chop, it's up, down, isn't it? You know, it's really what it is just an area of uncertainty. So we don't move the markets. The guys with the big pockets move the markets. And as it's going up and down, they're not sure about what's going on. So what hope have we got? So the best thing to do is just to stay out, isn't it? But that'd be interesting to see what we do now. But I actually get quite a kick out of having the patience now. Makes me feel good about not getting involved, because you can clearly see other traders getting trapped within there, can't you? But we sort of have the last laugh, don't we, by not getting sucked into it. So still holding on this line. Nice to watch. Yeah. Do you know? I think the thing is, Brick, is if you can manage to sit through this and not take a trade, in my opinion, you're well on your way to being a good trader. There's lots of different elements to trading, isn't there? As we know, there's learning the skill to do it. Okay, so first time we close the world, it's learning the skill to do it. It's having the patience to sit out of it at times, and the psychology. But when you can start to get better at all these little bits, it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel like you're finally starting to get somewhere. But you think about all the other traders that are getting stuck in there and losing the money, and we're managing to let them get on with it, and then wait for something good, Stop Hunter, how you doing, bud? Eval on. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Sorry, 90% off again. My bad. As from now, yeah, I have got something on the screen there. I did put something on there earlier, but yeah, 90% off. Right up until, when is it? I can't remember now. It's for a while, I think. Is it the 28th? I think so. I think it's 10 days. Yeah, sorry. 90% off. Excellent. I forgot myself, to be fair. I got an email there and I thought, well, good. About time. I thought we talked about it, and we thought they may have something for Thanksgiving. I thought they'd do it from Monday, in all fairness. But yeah, there we go. So my code's down there. If you do use it or you have used it, muchas gracias. That's about the limit on my Spanish. Diddly, Stop Hunter, Eval on sale again. Hold on, let me buy a few. I'll be right back. The code is UKFT. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. In fact, I did put something to upload actually, but forgot about it. Now. Oh, sorry about that. Banging the mic. Oh dear, another bearish part here. Is that going to work? Might do. Trouble is, there's nothing you can do really, is there? If you take it, it may work, it may not. I've never been very good at them, in all fairness. And we have broken out, and we've had a good push there, but we've short that by a few ticks, I think, 2-3 ticks. So, like, Speedy, how you doing? How long? For how long is 90% off just today? No. I think it's on for, I'll tell you. I think it's on till the 28th, I think. Let me just have a look. It's got 11.5 days left. So, yeah, 28th. On till the 28th, bud. So, you got loads of time. 28th. That's good. It's pretty good. I thought they might do, to be fair. Obviously, with their Thanksgiving coming up. In fact, as I spend such a lot of time with you lot, you US guys, I might even have a Thanksgiving dinner myself this year. It's just like a Christmas dinner, really, isn't it? That's what you have, turkey and stuff. Yeah, I might have a little sort of novelty US Thanksgiving myself as I work with you guys. Does that include drinking single malt? I can do that, can't I? Otherwise, it's a no-no. So, sideways here. That short, if you took that short, it's still remaining, but it's not looking good. Trouble is, you could sort of buy above there, but if you did, your stop's down here, so that's like 4 points. If you can get a higher low here, I think there's a good chance that's going to go higher now. It's tried multiple times to get down, and as soon as we did push, we pushed up, rocketed up. So, Clay, yeah, my last short, I got stopped with that bull bar. Nice trap. Yeah. You short that one, did you, Clay? Clay, just remind me, you penguin trade, don't you? I'm sure you penguin trade. I'm sure you do. If you do, I was looking at this channel down here. Try to go one stroke twice. This second push, if it is, the first push, second push. If this second push, no, I shorted the next bit. So you don't take any penguin style trades, no? Oh yeah, okay. Quick question for you, mate. This channel down here, so we've got a channel down, we had a break, we had one attempt to go here. This second attempt, can this second attempt be higher than the first, or has it got to be lower? You know, like first attempt, second attempt didn't get even as high as that one, and then down. Or can this second attempt be higher than the first? That's a question. I'm not sure, actually. It's a new... Oh, once it breaks above there, it's a new count. Right, okay, so the second push has got to be below there. So first push, second push, maybe up to here, and then down, yeah? Okay. That makes sense. It does look a bit odd once it goes up again. But Because, yeah, making 2 attempts, really. The second attempt wants to fail us, but even lower than the first one, doesn't it? It can wick up, but as long as it comes... Okay, brilliant. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah. That makes sense. It just doesn't look right once it goes up again. And if after the first push it comes down here, before the second push, you recount again because it's broken the lows. Yeah, I'll say more sideways again. So that bearish bar is still holding, but I wouldn't like to be in that. I would say it's more likely to break above because it does look like a bit of a bull flag. But yeah, it's just hard to trade, isn't it? Leg up, sideways, leg up. Most of the price is holding above the EMA. Let's see if that's short. Okay, it's a possible failure there, which is triggered. Fell second and too long, which is triggered. Bounced off that line. So let's see if this one gets us up. So yeah, if you took that failure, trigger just stopped you out. So you can see how many traps are in these places, can't you? Now, is that going to be the way out? Could well be. We've pushed up, we've hit that bottom 1, 2, 3. Really, that's a triple test. So I think that is more likely to break the tops. Forget this, really, that's just on the way up there. So we got 1, 2, 3 attempts to go lower. I'd say from this bar onwards, maybe not. Yeah, I'd say from this bar onwards, that's the way up if it's going up. Or is that going to get stopped out as well? Somebody's playing dirty today, aren't they? Wow, look. So that bar there trapped and stopped that one out. That bar there's triggered. And that looks like it's going to drop below there. More of this horrible sideways rubbish. You're short again, are you? To be honest with you, we've pushed up. We've had one to... I don't know what's going on here in all fairness. No trade zone. Yeah, it's hard to trade this. I mean, it's holding on the bottom and top. So in all fairness, it could go either way. It's the toss of a coin, isn't it? You know, I mean, there is a possibility we could come break the lows, but we've already tried once and it rejected quickly, didn't it? 3 big bars straight up. So I wonder. See, I would say when it pushes up and goes sideways, it usually, it's like a bull flag. It usually goes up again, and the reason being because we push up, go sideways until we hit a point, and then push up again. And it usually then turns into a channel. So, and the only reason I know this is because usually I haven't got a channel. When it starts to push up there, then I draw my channel. It makes sense. But it seems like this time I got it completely wrong. Let's see if this fades. Yeah. I mean, the simple answer is when it's sideways like this, it's an area of uncertainty. So if the people that move these markets are uncertain, that makes sense, doesn't it? There's not a lot we can do, really. I mean, I'd like to think our measly few quid, I imagine most of us, even though we're on PA accounts, are still on Sims, aren't we? So it has no bearing on these moves. But yeah, I'll tell you something. You got a point, Claire. Actually, move down. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go high. Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I think it's going to continue down. It makes sense that now I've just zoomed out and had a look. We've had a push down on a bigger chart, on a bigger time frame. That would just be two legs. All that would be one push up, and that would be two pushes up. So that makes sense, actually, mate. Let me find a bigger. Let's have a look. Let's maybe do a 10,000 tick chart, see if that looks any better. But yeah, that'll be a channel down. That'll be one push up. All this thing. And that'll be the second push-up, so maybe we are coming down. Oh, no. 10,000 tick, not volume. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so that looks a bit clear on the 10,000 tick chart. Let's just move it out of the way a bit. We've had a leg down. We've made one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. So yeah, I think you're right. And once we get below there, after that big bar, that one there, once we get below there, I can see it absolutely collapsing. After this and that strong push up, there'll be some traders holding there, a couple of legs back and push up. And it may still push up, yeah, I don't know, but it's so hard to say, really. Just trading on contract 2, so not much risk. Yeah, good on you, mate. Oh, big bearish bar there, so it's broken out of this and it hasn't pushed in. Let's see if that ends up bearish. Oh, that's triggered. Now let's see what happens. See if it comes down. Remember, there's traps galore, isn't there? Yeah, if you take that trade now, your arse will be severely twitching. I get how it's looking. It may come down, but I get how tasty it looks. But it's getting congested now, isn't it? 4 bars back to back now. It could do either. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised because it is congested. Whether it breaks above that short there. Sounds a bit, mate. It's simply because it's going sideways. You can't. It's hard to trade at the moment. See, so everyone's sitting out, aren't they? I suppose if it's pushing down, you know, people are buying areas, aren't they? But at the moment, because no one knows where it's going, it's stuck in a little tight area. I mean, it's literally from here to here. It's about four or 5 points, isn't it? From say here to here, 7. Yes, it's not much. It's mostly working within a sort of a 6 point. It's not safe to trade, so obviously we're not the only ones that thinking that. That's why it's so quiet. So let's see if that's short. So when it is like this, nearly every setup just gets taken out, doesn't it? So if that pushes up to a higher low, it'll take out that stop, then people will get into that, and then it'll trigger them and come down. That's just how it works, isn't it? Trap, trap, trap. £2, yeah. Well, at least try and secure something. Oh, you might get out here. If it breaks out here, I think there's a good chance, but yeah, I wouldn't hang around. Or at least secure yourself something anyway, so at least if it does go tits up on you, you make something out of it. It needs to get below that bar there. There's definitely going to be, after this, and push up and bounce here so strong there. I can tell you now there'll be some buyers in there, especially how that's strongly pushed up. So there'll be people thinking here, thinking bounce, bounce, and off we go. It's a great place to pick bottoms, I suppose. So if it can manage to get by there, that's going to launch down there. So if it does come down, great place to put your stop. A few ticks below there, because when it drops below there, you'd expect it to at least hit a few ticks, wouldn't you? Sort of quickly. Yeah, if you got break even, it's a free trade, isn't it? No risk. Free risk. Free trade. I mean, if it does manage to get below there, I think the chance of us making that second leg shoots up dramatically, doesn't it? When you're on about 0.1 down here. Yeah, so you're out plenty below it low, aren't you? Just follow it down each swing. I got to say, it's starting to look bearish now, isn't it? It's starting to slowly drift. Once it gets out, and especially below there, there'll be no stopping it. But it does look like a leg. A couple of attempts to go higher, and then down. It's tempting for me to look for a short, but in all this, it's still choppy and it still could be unpredictable. And I'll just learn the hard way. It's doing exactly the same thing it did with the shorts here, with the longs here, isn't it? You push down, you may have gone short there, you may have gone short there. Thinking, here we go now, and then all of a sudden, look, it's hit that and shot up. It's doing exactly the same as that, didn't it? Getting some longs here, some here, a longs in here, and all of a sudden, down we go. Taking out all the stops. That's why it's just unsafe to trade, really, isn't it? In fact, while it's doing this, I'm going to, because it could do this for a while more, I'm just going to make myself a quick cup of tea. Anyone want one? I'll make myself a quick cup of tea. And I'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. Oh dear. How you doing, guys? Okay. Sorry about that. I was a bit longer than I thought. My 15-year-old daughter's just decided to put makeup on the dog. So he's got a orange face now. Kids, eh? Let me have a look. He's got pink whiskers now. Let's have a look. Where have I missed? ERP Media. This is the trade that we need to skip due to volume so low. Let's have a look. Fsen, how you doing, bud? Morning from Alberta. That will be Canada. I'm guessing you're as cold as we are in the UK. It's flipping freezing outside. Bumped into a brass monkey crying his eyes out. Ice on the car. Just picturing the dog. Yeah, it's a cockapoo. It's like a I don't know, blonde. Yeah, he's just jumping up to me now. He's got blonde and all on his nose is red now. Kids. Sam, how you doing, bud? How you got on today, mate? FSN no trade. Say, yeah, no, nothing for me. It's hard to trade this, in all fairness, isn't it? I'll just get rid of this for a minute. No, I'll leave it, actually. Yeah, if you trade that, you're just going to get battered, aren't you? No trades for me. Good on you, mate. Glad you've held on there. This is just trap galore, isn't it? Unfortunately. Should be on 11:30 CME time. Should be on. Are you on about me, mate? Are you on about me? Have I got something wrong here? Oh, you will be. Okay. Okay. See. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Clay. I mean, it does look like it's starting to work down now, doesn't it? But in all fairness, I think when you get a real, I don't think that's a bad push. I mean, we're clearly coming down. I think if you get a decent sized bearish bar, then I think it's going to encourage traders to go short. And if enough of them then take up that position, then it'll come down. And once we get down, obviously others will jump in then. But we need to get down there. So, but it's still sideways, isn't it? See, after that bar there, looking like it was going to come down, it's triggered by a couple of ticks, and look, it looks like it's pushing up. But but see, after this break, we've had one attempt to go high, lower, second attempt to go high. It could rock it up then. So you can't trade this stuff, really, can you? It's a bit hit and hope, innit? Spray and pray. It does look like it's working there, though, so let's see. In all fairness, it's got to get out the bottom and retest, really, before it's worth getting in. So, got to work on that patience. Yeah. Do you know, I find patience quite okay now, because I know when you do is keep that patience and you don't get into this and you see other traders getting chopped. What do you want to say? Chopped up. You feel good then. And when I was a younger lad, I was a chef for quite a few years, and I remember getting a job in this little hotel where I live. And I was just the commie chef, which was a little bit further down, and there was a head chef in there, and I started that evening, and we were both cooking, and it started getting busy, and he started panicking and I didn't, and it makes you feel good when you see everyone else struggling around you, and you manage to keep yourself together. Not that I want to see anybody else struggle, but it just goes to show if you can keep your patience, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, going back, if you look at some of my older videos, I was jumping in left, right and centre. I was Sometimes you get itching to get in, don't you? But after a while, I think you just slowly get a bit better and a bit better and a bit better, and sooner or later you find some sort of balance which seems to work really nice. So if you'd have took that short, thinking, we're working down, like I said, quite bearish. Not terrible place that you could think about trading. What happened? It went down, stopped you straight out. See possible 2 legs up. Maybe not a bad place to take a short. But I've just given up trading this stuff. Especially picking tops. You guys know my thoughts on that. Has anybody know if Mac was trading today? So, I can't remember what he said he was doing. I know he's often. I think he's all about taking next week off, isn't he? Oh yeah, okay, we got something. I think Mac takes Fridays off. Yeah, he trades. He just doesn't do. Got a chart from him now. He trades. He just doesn't do the normal bar by bar. But I think he said he was on about taking all next week off. So let's see what he's got. He's only going to have the same as us, I think, isn't he? He was on about taking all next week off, wasn't he? Yeah, he's pretty much got the same as we have. Let's just move that over. Drag in. Yeah, it's pretty much got the same as we've got. Let's have a look, with the exception of, yeah, he's got it touching these. Obviously, he's just, his picture ends here. Apart from that, he's got that channel, and he's got a break. So let's have a look. Yeah, he's pretty much got that the same as us. Channel down, break. I mean, I've drawn another channel there. He hasn't, but it's irrelevant, really, isn't it? So yeah. Mm. Two, three, four, 6. Could be stuck in it all bloody day, couldn't we? When do we start there? So there's market open. 2:30. So yeah, around about here. Where are we now? So an hour and a half we've been stuck in this. Okay, come on, let's get a push. Let's get a push. I love that bar. Dinner contract. That one there. Which bar are you on about? That one there. Might look different on yours. Thing is, after coming down here and breaking out the top, I thought that bar there looked quite bearish. I like the way it was sort of, we're down a couple of pushes up. I thought that was going to be the one that's going to take us lower, but and then all of a sudden, it went. Do you expect a break to the downside or the upside? Well, that's that's the ultimate question. At the moment, after this leg down, I'd say it's more likely to push down for another leg, or at least get below these lows anyway. How far it'll go, who knows? And the reason that is just because the bar on the daily looks, we've had strong push up and it's just a little bit sideways and it looks like it's dropping a bit bearish. So I would say I'm looking more for the downside, but you just never know. I mean, we've had a push out the bottom there. I thought that might have done it. And then all of a sudden we reversed it. We 3 big strong bars almost got us right back to the top. So if we can get below that bar there, after this, the break, what do they call that? A break and a new low and another attempt to go lower, and rejection off there, strong push up in 3 bars. I bet there'll be some buyers. Well, there was a lot of buyers there, you can clearly see pushing that up. So I think there'll be some stops down here, whether the stops will be below there. So if that can get down, which just looks like it's starting to, once that gets below this red line, then I can see it having a good strong push down. There'll be some stops there and some there. Wow, mate, who called that? Clay. Flipping on, mate, you saw that coming. Good on you. But it could do this, all of a sudden get out the bottom and then turn around. So it's hard to say. I'd like to see it come back and retest this line here. And then, but I'm thinking bearish at the moment. I wonder if there is a possibility. There is a possibility of a bigger channel at some point. It's too early at the moment, but I'd like to see a little break and retest this bottom and start to move, and then I'd say we're going down for sure then, but who knows, mate? Who knows? I'd love a crystal ball about now, though. Okay, so we tick below there. I think the stops for there are going to be below the lower here. So 2 more ticks and I can see that having a quick breakdown. That's a nice tight channel there, so I can see that coming down. So let's have a look. Okay. So new low of the day. Let's see where these stops are. There was some there. It wasn't quite as dramatic as I was expecting. Sellers coming in, yeah. You call that well, Clay? Nothing indicated to me, unless yours is a bit different, but there was no indication there to me that that was going to come down that strong. But, you know, is that channel valid? Break, new low? Who knows? So we've made a new low of the day. It'd be nice to get 2 legs here. 2 legs back up, maybe meet the EMA, retest this bottom, and then coming down for some more. So, man, you know, something along the lines of that. Couple of legs up. Let's just get rid of this now. So, a couple of legs up, retest this, hopefully. That little cross section there, hopefully that meets us. And then down some more. It is looking bearish now, leg down. See, it made 1, 2, about 3 good attempts to go higher, didn't it? And then dropped out the bottom. So, it is looking like we could have another leg down. That's come down steep though. I would like to see a couple of legs up before I think about going short, and preferably test this underside, the undercarriage of this this rare range channel. Okay, now okay, tick below there, push up, another little leg, and then get up again. That'd be nice. Just drop below there, 1 tick. Come on. Come on. Excuse me. 6 points. Good on you, mate. Well done for holding there. That's all right, that. Nice when it works, isn't it? That'll do you for Friday, won't it? Nothing nicer than being green on a Friday. Let's see what happens here. See if we can hold here. And then maybe get a lower high. No, nothing nicer than being green on a Friday. It just makes the weekend so much better, doesn't it? If you end up red on a Friday, you just... I don't know, the weekend almost goes into, you're in limbo, aren't you? You want to get back then on Monday. Which is why I probably trade, in fact, I might have a look on my Trader Sync and see how profitable my Fridays are, see how many I trade, because I tend to be even more cautious on a Friday I'm quite happy going into the weekend on 0, not earning anything for a Friday, rather than take something, you know, slightly risky. But so look at that drop out, strong push back in. So but yeah, if you're green, if you're 6 points up, I think I'd be grabbing me points and running now. I think that's all right. That not a bad result at all. That 6 points. Okay, leg down. First attempt to go higher. Now let's see if we can get the push down and one more attempt to go higher, in which case look for a short. So this is looking bearish to me now anyway. V shape. What does that mean, mate? What does that mean? Where's it likely to go? But see, I don't know if anybody noticed that trade I took yesterday, that I said Penguin didn't take it, but Mac marked it. Oddly enough, we had that leg down. We had one attempt to go high, second attempt to go, and that sort of big drop. Mac actually marked it. Sort of down, then up. What happens after it though? We go down, then up, then we come down again. But this looks like a Penguin sort of style trade. We got a channel down. One attempt to go higher. We come down. Second attempt to go higher. It's almost like just it's almost a second entry, isn't it? But on a slightly bigger scale. So let's have a wee look. So leg down, first attempt to go higher. I'd like to come down first and then have another attempt and then close below that. There for another leg down here. So that'd be nice. We may get a setup yet. Keep all your fingers and toes crossed. Okay, tick above that, trap some longs, then come back down, and then have another push. That's what I want to see. Yeah, we don't tend to trade so much patterns. I've done a little bit of swing trading on cryptos, using sort of patterns. I did a little bit when I first started trading on currency, but this price action stuff, we generally don't follow, patterns. I'm aware when we get certain, bull flags and bear flags and that sort of stuff. Like a bit of a bull flag, push up sideways, push up like a mirror image. But leg down, sideways, leg down. I was hoping we're going to drop and have another go up. Okay, that's interesting. So you may, if you put a tick above that, you may not have pushed through for a point. So I'd like to see this come down, take out the stops for that bar, and then have a second attempt to go. Martin, 6.5 points today. Good on you, mate. Nicely done. 6 points. 6 points seems to be the fashion today, doesn't it? Nice to get that on a Friday. Makes Fridays. I always enjoy the weekends when I have a good Friday, or even a zero Friday. I've got no problem in not taking a trade. But it does make the weekends better, doesn't it? But since I reduced mine down to one contract, even a losing day isn't that bad. It doesn't really affect me that much. Because I've finally come to the conclusion, it doesn't matter what you do day by day. It's just what you do over time. And my equity curve is just looking bang on at the moment. That's my equity curve at the moment. There, it's just pushing up lovely. I'm trading at 80% win rate at the moment. So it's just working really nice. And that's all really that matters, is your equity curve. It doesn't matter what happens today or tomorrow, or what happened the day before yesterday. As long as that curve is slowly working up, you're profitable. You're a trader that's moving up. So I'm just trying to focus on the longer term, the bigger picture. So, leg down, push up. First attempt to go higher. Are you trade copying evals? No, not at the moment, bud. All I've got down here, as you can see, is 2 PAs. I'm just concentrating on 2 PAs for the moment. And the plan is just to build them up to a reasonable level. Trouble is, I've had I think I've had $10,000 out of trading accounts with Apex since January. But the trouble is, initially was the first one I had in January, was the first payment I'd had. So my account got to 26. Well, I got that up to $7,500 actually, but I took a payment and then I just got a bit too confident. I ended up in a bad day. And then I had a further 3 more accounts. I took 4,000 out of one and another 2 lots of 2,000. The trouble is I wasn't leaving them with enough cushion to be able to make a safe withdrawal, leaving enough in there. And the trouble is, if you withdraw too much, I get that. I get why people do it. The first one I got, it's, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a crap that there's only $2,600 or $600 after I withdraw, and I want my money. Because, you probably spend a year or two just putting in all the time, and it's just nice to finally get something back. So I get just taking your money out and running. But then at some point, you've got to say, okay, I'm managing now to get some consistency in building accounts. So for me now, I've reduced my risk because I was still struggling with that larger loss. I wasn't coping well with it. It was causing me a lot of stress. And everything I've read since I started trading, and traders are saying, all expert traders, professional traders, people who've been doing it years say, newer, more inexperienced guys always trade too much. They always try to run before they can walk. And I was I was a perfect example about that. I wanted to grow too quick. I was counting the dollars before I'd even made them. And it just, it encourages you just to risk too much. And in all fairness, risking 2 contracts on a $50,000 account is just too much. On average, you're risking about 11 or 12%. You have 2 large losses. You've lost a quarter of your pot. You're really going to struggle to come back from that. I certainly did. So I've just, I've finally listened. I'm a bit stubborn, me. I tend to, I refuse to come down to one contract. I thought it was going to take forever. But at the end of the day, if it takes me 3 months to get up to $5,000 or $6,000, in that 6 months, I'm probably going to have blown another half a dozen accounts trading 2 contracts anyway. So I might as well, sit back. So the plan is just the 2 I've got at the moment. I started one a few weeks ahead of the other, just to build him up. I'm thinking If I can get these both to $5,000, then what I'll say then, okay, this is a baseline now. What I earn over the next month, I'll withdraw, whether it's $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, whatever. And I'll withdraw that, and I'll always then be left with $5,000. And if I can do that with two accounts, that will give me a good wage to be able to relax on, and then I'll just add an extra 3 to it and do the same, get them up to $5,000. And that's the plan, just to keep adding, get each one up to $5,000, and from then on, whatever I make then in the current month, I withdraw. Now, I think realistically in a month I'd probably done about $1,700, and I thought it was quite a quiet month. You know, I had a few days where I didn't take a trade. So, you know, even trading one contract, you know, it's not great. It's, if you can do 2 points a day, it's $100 a day. That's $2,000 a week. There's plenty of money to be earned. So I'm concentrating on the process now and following a process. And I'm trying to forget about trading for money. I'm just trying to trade to build those counts, and I'm a lot more protective over the PAs now. You know, because I think initially when you start to make money, you just want it, because you spent however long just piling money into it, and you know, it's just lovely to say I've actually earned something finally. But then you move over to the next level and you think, okay, now I've got to think long term. I want money regularly every month from each account, and obviously that requires a new plan. So let's have a look here. We've got a leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I want this to fail now and push below the EMA. I'd like it to go a bit higher first, not as high as this, and then drop, because we've come down. We've made one attempt to go. We haven't got to the top here. We haven't got as high as anywhere along here. This is probably the lowest place we've come from here. Now, after this break here, I would probably expect a break at the top. But if we don't get it and we come down now, that I can see then going shorter, and that to me is like a penguin style trade. It's almost like a visual second and short. If this does come down bearish now, could see it go lower as well. Yeah, I'm bearish at the moment. I am. If you just have a quick glance of it, we've had that breakout, and as I say, after this, you know, when that happened last time, we had that drop out there, we pushed out the top. So if this doesn't push higher, what I want this to do now is to start pushing down and drop below the EMA bearish. So that'll be a leg down, 2 attempts to go higher, and then a failure, so it fails. Because this at the moment, where it is, it's lower than this, it's lower than everything apart from this. So I want it to drop and come down bearish. We've pushed out there nicely now. We've made a new low of the day. 2 attempts to go higher. If that doesn't work, I think the longs will give up. Aloha Friday, how you doing, son? Can't go any higher than that though, which is gonna, I think. So maybe we are going to get out the top then. Actually, regardless of what we've done here, let's think about the bigger picture as we've actually made a new low, so we could now push out the top and move on up. So maybe trap some shorts here and push on up. So if we get a bearish bar there, I think that will trigger and stop out that bar. Okay, let's see if this triggers and pushes up, or indeed it comes back down again. This is flipping confusing, this. It's been going nearly 2 hours now, this. Leg up. One attempt to go lower. Second attempt to go lower. You got anything yet, Osam? It's just hard to get in here, really, isn't it? It's. I don't think that was probably a bad trade to take. No, there's not a lot. That was sort of a couple of legs down. Trouble is, after this, you may be expecting a new low, so would you want a short there? It's just not a lot, really, is there? Just when you think it's coming through, pushes up, came through again, made a new low, pushed back up, straight back into this range again. Most of the day, well, certainly since the open, has spent its time in a in about 4 3/4 point range, which is quite tight. And that's the trouble, really. You haven't got a lot of room to make a mistake here. I wouldn't want a short there because of this leg up, break out the bottom. Last time we had a break out the bottom, we pushed above this line, so I wouldn't want a short there. You just woke up over here, you lazy bugger. Good thing about trading in the UK, I don't need to start trading until 2:30 in the afternoon, so it's got its benefits. Nothing worse than going out on a freezing cold morning at 6 o'clock. I don't know how many times I went out at 3 o'clock in the morning to work. Icicles hanging off your nose. Horrible. 10 ticks, 10 contracts on Euro slow day. Trade currency, bud. That short lance. Would you not see that as a short-term trend? Break new high. That there. Yeah, I looked at it. That there, you mean, yeah? Or you on about this? The green. Short-term trend up, break new high. Yeah, the thing is with me, a lot of times when we get these breaks, see this, we broke out of this side and often we get the same out of here. And after we've had this, I would be concerned that we were going to break out the top. So I wouldn't be shocked if that triggered and then pushed up to here, see. That's why I left it. And even if it hadn't done that, I hate picking tops and bottoms, mate. I'm no good at it. Naff's the word, I think. I just don't have a lot of luck with them. So they're clearly not my sort of strong point, so I tend to leave them alone. Sometimes I will, if it's blatantly obvious. But after this breakout, and then it pushed up strong, you know, you got this one leg up, a little bit of sideways. We could make another leg up here, see. So it's just for me, I just get a bit cautious. Yeah, see, I'm thinking that as well. One leg, two leg. We get up here, and we see that all the time, don't we? We break out the top and end up doing the same on the, you know, after the next push. So that was my concern. Gap down. That's it. Yeah, you got to have the what's it, haven't you? You got to do the what is it? Diddly. What's it called? I do it. I've got to pay $11.99 a month. Okay, are we bearish then? See, after this, and it pushed up. Premium, that's it. Yeah, I pay. I think it's about £11.99 a month. I pay. Otherwise, yeah, you just get lumbered with you're short again, are you? Yeah, it's giving me that impression. Trouble is, you don't know whether it's going to just reverse again after that. I thought after that, for sure we're coming down, but then look, it pushed in, came back, and went right to the top again. So it's staying in this range a little longer than I thought it might be. Doesn't Matt usually say when it gets into these ranges, they usually last about 40 minutes? Have you heard that? Anybody heard that before? We have, but we've made multiple attempts to go lower, and we seem to reverse. And see, you got that bar now, see? One leg. It looks like two legs. So put it this way, if that's triggered now, if that comes down below there, then I'd say I'm more bearish. If it continues up to the top, we're still stuck in this range. That's the trouble, really. There's so many traps here, it doesn't seem to matter what you do. You know, that bearish bar there looking like we're coming down there. What happened? The trigger just stopped you out. There was bullish bars here. See that one? Bullish bar there, bullish higher low there. If you're taking these, all of a sudden, wham, it takes you out. So there's just so many traps. And that's the thing about when it goes sideways. Yeah, that's what I mean, though. 1 minute you think it's going long, and then it comes down and stops you out. And that way, sometimes it gives you the impression it's going short, and then all of a sudden comes back up. So where did you go short on one of these bars? Did you, or from here? Yeah. So see, usually after we've had a few of these failed breakouts, it'll usually actually break in one direction, but it just keeps pushing back in, no matter where you are here, push back in here, push back in. Same with the top. Usually by now it would have broken out either in one or the other direction. What I will say is it's holding price, the EMA at the moment, so yeah, probably. So I'm just giving up. For me, I'm going to have to wait for it to actually push out in a direction, otherwise I'm not trading this. You just if I take a trade in this and it fails, I should have known better, and I'll just kick myself then for the rest of the day. So, there'll be some stops there, no doubt. Let's see what happens now. See, 1 minute, you think this is it now. Out it goes, now it's going to continue, and all of a sudden, it turns. You better bloody well get that other leg down if I've had to sit through all this. It is unusual. It's an unusual amount of time, isn't it? It doesn't usually last this long. Especially in such a short, well, it's only about 4 points from top to bottom. There is a channel down that fits with the midline connecting your range top and bottom. Yeah, there probably is. I have had something earlier just to have a look. Maybe from here or something. Oh. Did we try that one? We did, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, it's these. If I think that's what you mean. These shallow ones, though, are just that's definitely connect 15, 19 tops. 15, 19. Are you on about time? Yeah. You're on about here, are you? Yeah, I had that there, but the trouble is, in all fairness, if you put that, you're thinking bearish, and obviously we've had this break out of it, so I'm not so sure. I think it's more sideways with a slight bearish feel to it, but I think I had that initially, but I took it away in the end. That one I had, and that actually fits nice. But the trouble is, see, if you're looking at this, you're looking for shorts when you put this, and look at that bar there. It looks nice, doesn't it? You got one leg up, second leg up, nice big bearish bar. What happens? Goes down 3 ticks, turns around, stops you out. So I've given up drawing little channels in here. The short-term trend channels, yeah, but this type of channel here, it doesn't really do you any favours. Because ordinarily in a downtrend, a bar like that would be a nice place to go short, a couple of legs. But I've just given up them. This type of the short-term trend channel, that type of thing. Yeah, absolutely. But any type of channel, it's definitely slowly going down. But it was a bit ago, and then it started going up. So all it's really doing is going sideways. And just choppy, but really the best thing to do at the end of the day, the people that move these bars are people that are very good at their job, and they've got a lot of money, and they can't even figure out where we're going because we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. It's an area of indecision, isn't it? So if the experts and the powers that be can't figure out do they want to buy or do they want to sell, it continues to go sideways. It's irrelevant what we think. But it's just clearly sideways, isn't it? And it's hard to trade that. And if you're going to, I think a point scalp is probably more of an appropriate, trade to take. You haven't got a lot of room for manoeuvre. You make a mistake here, so it can come back and get you. And I've just given up trying now, in all fairness. We may draw a blank today, but I've never got a problem with that. Never at all. Second entry long worked up for 2 points. That one there. Yeah, it did. The trouble is, you just never know. After this, I expected a break out the top, and it didn't, which tells me it's bearish. So that's what would keep me out of a trade like that, because it could trigger you and come down. And in all fairness, when it goes sideways, the best thing to do is just to stay out of it, really. There's definitely a bit of luck involved, and if you're going to scalp, I would scalp for a point. You probably got the best chance of getting something, but I've traded in this area so much. I know in the past I've sat here trying to figure out what's going on, trying to look for a setup, but in all fairness, because it's going sideways and there's not a lot of volume, most of the sort of the better traders are staying out of it, and that includes us when I say better traders, but it'll be the traders that are jumping in there that are getting trapped, and we've all been there. But now, when it's going like this, especially in such as, if it's ranging over like 20, 30 points, obviously, yeah, there's a scope for, waiting for taking setups. But in such a small range, there's just no room to make a mistake, really. Oh, dear. And it's good exercise in patience as well, because patience is such a big thing, and it's something I've had my fair share of struggles with over the last sort of 2-3 years. But it doesn't seem to bother me now. I think I've just got used to the way it is, and just grown to accept it. I do hear Max say a lot, the skilled traders are staying out of this. So if I stay out of it, it kind of makes me feel like I'm in that category of the guys that know what they're doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's another reason. That's another reason why I listen to Mac. I like what his general chat is, as opposed to so much the trades. I hope it makes. If anybody is everybody off topic, did you get your new coffee machine? I haven't done, mate. I think we'll wait until after Christmas, I think. We can send the one away. I think it's a fixed fee, a flat fee of £79. But we got a ton of stuff to pay for Christmas. I got 2 MOTs for 2 cars coming at the end of the month. Yeah, then you're not wrong, mate. I was looking at some of these. Do they call them Sage in the UK? In the US? I know in some places they call them Breville, some places they call them Sage. But some of them, yeah, are flipping expensive. There was like a sort of a more of a digital one I was looking at. That was over £1,000 for a coffee machine. It's a lot of money. Oh God, all I'm seeing is makeup all over my bloody my Amazon for my daughter. Coffee machines, Right, we might as well talk coffee machines. There's nothing we can do at the moment anyway. Yeah, so expensive. But I've got to say, now I haven't had a coffee for the last couple of days. I had to go out to Greg's and get one yesterday because I was getting withdrawal symptoms. Oh my God. Yeah, this is one I've been looking at. I like that one. Look at the price of it. It's not, it's just got one of those arms that do the tamping for you. But look at the price, £1,400. That's about $1,700. Christ almighty. I'd want to open a coffee shop with that. No, I like that as well. I like my lattes in the morning. I always have one first thing in the morning, and then usually a coffee early afternoon, and then later on I'm up all night. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Excuse me a sec. Okay. Best coffee I've ever had was the Jacko Bird coffee. I've not heard that, mate. Brazilian, yeah. The one we got at the moment is called the Sage Creatista, and you put just a little capsule in the top, and it's got a little. I'll show you. Might as well talk coffee. We can't trade at the moment, can we? Yeah, that's the one we got at the moment. We've had it about 6 years, I think. It is good. You just put your little capsules in the top there, coffee comes out there, and then you eat your milk. But I think the element's gone in it, so coffee's coming out stone cold. And the milk isn't eating, so we're a bit screwed at the moment. So I'm probably going to get this one fixed, I think, for now. And get a better one next year. I do want one of the ones where you can set, put your own coffee in, because I quite like quite a strong cup coffee. I do. But the trouble, I think the good thing about the ones with the beans that grind your beans, you get that real thick crema on the top, don't you? It's almost like a yellow thick oil on there, and that makes a better coffee. Because I like it's cats instead of I get I like an espresso as well now and again. And you just get that lovely thick yellow cream. So that's the good thing about having the beans, isn't it? That's a coffee from the log. That's two. Google it. Oh well. Jacko Bird coffee. Nothing else though. Right, yeah. I got it. Oh, yeah, I see. Holy hell. Bloody hell, that's expensive. £60 for 100 grams. That's the stuff you're on about. Oh my God, that's expensive. £60 for 100 grams. Bloody hell. That's mega expensive. Well, I expect it would be nice. 100 grams. Christ, you can buy cocaine cheap than that, surely, can't you? Crikey, that's expensive. Well, exactly, I was just going to say. £60 for 100 grams. My God. That is expensive. Good grief, you use Jura to make coffee. We tend to get I buy the, because we get the capsules, just the Starbucks ones or the Costa ones I do. They're nice. Jura is solid. I mean, the coffee industry is massive at the moment, isn't it? I think people spend more money on coffee than they do on alcohol, I think. Right, okay. I'm not surprised. That is expensive. £60 for 100 grams. So a normal, say, jar of coffee will be about 400 grams, maybe 300 grams. That would be about £180 for a jar of coffee. Flipping hell. Better hurry up and get some more PA accounts. Yeah, I dare say, yeah. It would have to be good though, wouldn't it? Come on, do something. We've not seen anything quite like this for a while, have we? Not for so long. I mean, so let's say we started, say, here at the top. That was just after, literally just about the market open. Right up until now, 5 o'clock. So an hour and a half it's been doing that. That's unusual. Trouble is, stuff like that's cheaper in the US, isn't it? I know I bought a Vitamix. I've got a Vitamix, one of the sort of shorter, fatter ones. I paid £500 for that. I think they're half price in the US. £500 for a blender. Don't get me wrong, they're good. They smash up kale into nothing. But they're like twice the price. Crude would have been the market today. So that's the trouble when you're only trading sort of one market. You're sort of limited to what it's doing. Yeah. It's not often it's like this, though, is it? There's usually something. At the end of the day, in all honesty, I'm happy with one trade for 2 points a day. That would give me everything I need, in all fairness. Did you trade your second PA separately? Yesterday night I did, yeah. I've wanted to come back in the evening just for a bit to prove I can, because it was one problem I had coming back. So I came back and I traded one for 1 point, and I think I took, did it go for 6 points or something like that? I wanted to come back and see that show that I can control myself, because there's nothing worse than thinking you can't control yourself. But in all honesty, since I've gone down to one contract, my whole process is different. I just don't get that stressed. I don't get, that stomach churning up. It's so different. Mate, anytime you need something like that, I can ship it to you. Like FedEx different. The only thing is your electric is different, isn't it? I think we got like, what are we? I think we're 240 volts over here. I don't know. We got I mean, you could obviously put a 2-pin. You're a 2-pin, aren't you? But I don't know whether your electric's different, is it? And the trouble is, when you get sent something, we got to pay. I've ordered some stuff from the US before, and we pay import tax, and often. I tell you what, a few years ago, I ordered a book, and the book cost £11 US. No, £11 English, and I got a bill for import tax for more than the price of the book. So I just said, don't deliver it in the end. Yeah, we're 3-pin over in, we're 240 volts. That's the trouble. But yeah, I think things like, see, I used to like a bit of photography and Canon cameras, and that's so much cheaper in the US. Obviously, they're made in the Far East, but obviously you're a bigger market. There's a lot more people in the US buying stuff, so naturally you get it cheaper. But yeah, things like Vitamix. What do you pay? $250 for a Vitamix? We pay double that in pounds. But yeah, houses as well. House prices in the US are so much cheaper. House prices over here are shocking. So this will give you an idea of the house prices where I live in Shropshire. That place there, 2 houses, small house. What is it? Really small place. 340,000. That's over $420,000 just for half of that. And you get a small garden as well. There's no garage, no driveway, and you're literally paying for half of that. That's how expensive stuff like that is in the UK. It's just shocking. Yeah, everything's expensive on here, fortunately. You think that's cheap, do you? Oh, Switzerland, yeah, I absolutely agree, yeah. But in US, just, I mean, everything is bigger in the US. Just your space, your gardens, your pizzas, and I didn't want to bring it up. Everything's just bigger in the US, isn't it? Even your portion sizes are bigger in the US. Yeah, but that one, 2 houses, you're talking $400,000 for that was 2 houses there for one of them. It's so expensive. And I live in, it's a nice area where I live, Shropshire, but you go down London, flipping hell, you can add that times 10. It's shocking. The process of moving to the US, hopefully by the end of next year. Yeah, stuff's so much cheaper there. Pizza. Yeah, we get tiny pizzas in here from the UK. You got to go. Yeah, take it easy, Martin. Have a good weekend, bud. I don't think I'll be far behind you, mate, to be fair. I've been going 2.5 hours. Anytime, mate, anytime. There's nothing here, is there, really? I've got to take my wife out shortly. She's going out for a works do, Christmas works do, strangely enough. You got one, have you? Yeah, the trouble is we're going up, we're going down, and it's just... I think it's a good Mac. I think it's a good that Mac's not marking any, because today I can't see him finding a lot of trades. I was looking at that one there. It might not have been terrible, but peeps, it's too slow. Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. Yeah, you take it easy, mate. Take it easy. Time to put the boat in the water. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's on my list, a boat at some point. It's a nice $9 million one I've seen. You went long at 45.19 here. In the middle of there. Yeah, see, this could continue to push out. It's possible. As I mentioned, after this break of this bottom, I'd expect the same as the top, and it may just, come back and bounce before it goes up. So it might not do too bad. The trouble is, it's only this little area that's broke above here, so it's hard to know, really. I thought this would have broken out of this long ago, but it's really struggling, isn't it? In fact, that could probably come down, couldn't it? I'm not sure about that. Hopefully we'll get out here, because this is getting a bit bloody boring. Let's leave it there for a bit. Have you ever used the the local crosshair? The local crosshair? I'm not sure what you mean. You're on about that thing. What is that? There's something missing off my chart. See at the top. Oh, that. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I have done occasionally if I want to look at a price, but I can do something similar on the bit of software I've got. But I've just found out it's missing, so let's have a look. Chart enhancer. Why is that missing off my chart? Why is that missing? Let's remove it. Let's put it back on. No. Algo Tech. Apply. Oh, that's better. There we go. It's got something like that on it. That's the only bit I don't like. But if I click there like that, I've got it. So I just click on the mouse. Yeah, it shows me the opens. There's only one bit I don't like. For some reason, it disconnected itself. So I just don't like that side box. Yeah, it's called Algo Tech. And it's just called Chart Enhancer. I don't like the what's it box. Where is it? What's the box called? Mouse wheel zoom, is that it? No. Quick ruler. Oh yeah, that's it. So if I click, yeah, if I right click, it doesn't do it. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I've got that, so I can just literally use my mouse, click it on and off, and it gives me the. Okay, we might be going to break. It gives me the open, current high, current low. I like that. Okay, so we're finally getting out of this now, or is that just a leg and a leg? Let's see. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's our first leg. Let's see what happens here. There is a possibility. That's what I mean after this. That's why I didn't go short there, because I was expecting it to push up, and it just might have come down for a little bit more of a run up. So let's see if that hits that. Yeah, so I just hit the mouse. I really like that, actually. I like the fact that it... Because normally I'd be putting lines in there just to check my tops and bottoms, but sometimes when you're zoomed into the chart, you forget where... Okay, that's interesting. You forget where there might be a top. Okay, so that's clearly played out, so perhaps we are doing something now. Finally, I'm glad we're out of this bloody range, and this has been boring as hell. So what are we going to do now? Come back and retest this. Finally, I'm sure you would explain before, but I missed it. Where did you get that charting answer? You've got to pay for it. I can't remember how much it was now. Hold on a sec, I'll tell you. Algo Ticket's called. What did I can't remember how much I paid for it now. What did I pay for it? Someone might have just given me it. I'm not sure. You'll have to look it up, bud, but it's called Algo Tech. Algo Tech, and yeah, that's the company, and it's called Chart Enhancer. It does that thing where you can sort of right click and measure everything, but I don't like that bit of it. If I want to do that, see, I just do this. And it does the same thing, but the trouble is sometimes if you right click it brings it up, and I just found it a bit annoying. Another thing as well, if you hover over a bar, it tells you the bar size and so on up here. Anytime, mate. Yeah, if you get stuck, let me know and I'll look into it. But I love the fact that it gives you these, so I always know where the current low, my current high, current open, and the high. So, are we going to come back and retest this and push higher? That's the issue. Or are we just going to come back in here? We've gone about the same distance out, so we could come back into it. I'm kind of hoping to God we don't. There is some, you can see it there. It's hit a few places. There is a bit of resistance there, so if we can get above it, we may get out of it. Three touches in one place, so it may bounce. Let's have a look. I'd have liked it to trigger that short there. See, yeah, there may still be some stops above this area here. Thinking we're going to continue down for another leg. But it's starting now just to look like a range day, isn't it, I think? Well, with the exception of this, I mean the whole day. That's why you bought. Excuse me. See, I'm not so sure with this because we've had a breakout here. It could come back in. Yeah, I was just... in fact, there was nowhere for me to buy there, maybe there. But in all fairness, I've stayed out of all this because there's just been a bunch of traps. And I like to actually let it to break out properly first and retest before I think about taking a trade. I want it to come back here, retest this and start to move before I start picking a direction. Because at the moment it's struggling to get above there. It'll break even +2. Runner. Another thing I like, if it's pushing up green, it turns green. If it's pushing red, it turns red. So we've had a leg, sideways and a leg. Higher low off the top of the range. Yeah, it would be nice, yeah. Okay, so we've managed to get above that. Let's see what happens now. Two bigger channel if it fits, possibly, yeah. Well, at least we're out of that range. You might get lucky. You always get bloody lucky, mate, you do. Can't really look for another trade here for me. No, it's got to come back and retest this, really. It's just too dangerous to take it there, really. Especially that far from the EMA. It's got to come back and retest the top of the range, really, for me. Second swing. Trouble is, I'm not a fan of this. If you look at this, and I've only just put that there just out of curiosity. It's touched twice there, so it could just drop now. A couple of legs back, retest this, push up some more. Let's just kill that colour a minute. Sort of. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. It's very, I mean, when you pinch it together like that, it's horrible, that really, isn't it? It's probably the worst area of trading I've seen for a while. I'd want to see a couple of legs down. Preferably taking out some stop on the way. I'm only kidding. I don't wish that on you, mate. I don't. But if it gets me a trade, I don't mind. No. You're good, mate. I got my fingers crossed for you. It's gone again. Have you noticed? My thing, our Go Tech thing's gone again. It's just disappeared again. I don't know why. Why? What is going on? Let's try again. Now it's back. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like with the if you hold it and go like that. I don't like it because your thing moves. That's what I don't like. I can't extend it. Why can I not extend it? What is going on? Oh, no, I can. No, I haven't upgraded my... I only upgrade when Apex tell me to, because some things don't work, do they? Quick ruler, that was it. There we go. Screen lock. It's okay now. It's working now. Yeah, I don't know why that disappeared. It disappeared, didn't it? Let's keep an eye on it. Euro's pumping, is it? I know cryptos have been lately. No, sorry, mate. You sent me a picture. I'd forgotten. Let's have a look. So where you're in? Oh, you're still in on this, aren't you? Is that... Well, you bumped up your contract size today. Yeah, you're still in there, mate. See, you're on 6 contracts today and a runner. Small move, yeah. Yeah, I can see your chart. It's definitely working up, isn't it? Especially now I've got that that channel now. So was it here or here you got in, wasn't it? One of them. They're all there. Still bouncing off that. I can take that down a fraction. Take it now. Yeah, the thing is for me, what I will say is if you're banking, yeah, if you're banking on that being a channel, you can clearly see the tops are here. So whether it'll push much higher or whether it'll drop from there, it's clearly struggling to get up. So, I mean, you could take your profits here, couldn't you? It could rock it up. But for me, I'd be looking at that area where it's struggling to get above and expecting a correction of some sort. Yeah, but we're clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars struggling to get above there, so it's hard to say, really, isn't it? This move down could be a correction going up. Yeah, I'd like to see something down here, at least to the EMA. Yeah, this looks like it's coming down here. Ideally, retest that, get to sort of this area before I think about going long. May just be one of those days today. It could be, yeah. The bit that's will be making me cautious is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars, all struggling to get up. Mind you, your stop's down here, isn't it? I can't see it getting down here. I'd expect a couple of legs down, maybe to this. Excuse me, just 1 second. Sorry about that. Oh, dear me. What are we doing? What are we doing? I wish it'd do it soon. I'm getting bored now. You'll take it there. Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. It's clearly struggling to get up, isn't it? I slightly go higher if we can get down a bit. But at the moment, we've got that channel. And we've had a break and a new high, so I'd like a couple of legs down here, ideally, and then try and maybe get a high low. Are you out of somewhere? Okay, this is where I want it to come to. Retest the tops of this would be nice. Leg. Unfortunately, first entry by the looks of things. VWAP. Above it or below it? Below it. I'm looking to, is it this line here, the top of this channel, is it above this channel, the top of the channel, or below it? Because I'm looking to bounce leg down here and then continue on up. I think we've made a new low, so regardless of how you've got this channel, we've had a couple of legs up or whatever, and we've made a new low, so it's after 2 legs, isn't it? Yeah, this is it, 45.22. Okay, so right on that line. Okay, so we bounced off it. That might be a nice reason to bounce off it, actually. Leg, break leg, bounce, higher low, off again. There we go. We're above it so far, yeah. So as long as we stay above there or keep closing above there. See, I suppose you don't mind coming below it as long as you close above it. So we got a leg there. We got to break up a little bit first. Okay, that's a start. A little bit higher, and then another leg back to here, sitting on top of there, closing about here somewhere. Yeah, to say it would take your stop out. Yeah, see, if I was just this to me is clearly struggling to get above there. So I think at some point it's kind of, you can blame him. At some point I'd be looking for it to come down there. So. Especially if you think that channel's valid and it looks right, doesn't it? We've touched a bunch of times up here. We've touched here, touched here, touched here. Clearly looks all right to me. So as it's pushing up, struggling to get up, I'll be out though. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping these are the legs. I was hoping we're going to get a bit higher leg and a leg. That's why I never take this first bar anymore. I mean, it is technically a second entry long. We got a leg, break and a leg. But I never take this first one just in case. I always wait for the higher low. At least you rule out getting trapped then. If it ends up bullish and it triggers higher, it's created a potential fail second entry long and it could stop me out. So that's why I always wait now for the higher low. Unless it's an absolute textbook leg, break, leg and a bullish bar. Because you never know. Okay, we've come down to the bottom of that channel now, so let's see what happens. Trader on the bull side here, small on the seller side, yeah. So it's a leg and a leg, break leg. I hope it's not going to come back into this. Okay, you're out because of me. I'll take that one. I'll take that one for you, mate. I was giving you hints. It looked like he was coming down. I don't mind. You can blame me. I can hide from you on the other side of the world, and not quite, but okay. We're sort of still on that line, aren't we? I can take that down a fraction, and it will work just as good. So, that is a leg with a break and a leg. It is two legs, although it's if you open it up a bit, leg, break, leg. So we've had a leg down, a little break out of this mini micro. So let's see what happens if it holds a line. So I'll be looking for a higher low above the EMA, preferably EMA, preferably up here. That's 50% retracement is pretty good. Where's the tops? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, ticker 2 above, isn't it? You reckon it's going down, do you? I just don't want to get back into this blooming range. So far, we've had that and it's holding. If we can hold a few times, then I can see it going up. But I'll be looking for a higher low then. It is a leg and a leg. It's quite straight, but it's clearly, you see that little micro there and a break and a new low. It doesn't mean it's going to go up, but we have had two legs. So that's a good start from the highs of the day to the... Oh, you're from here, are you? Oh, the pullback. Oh, I see what you mean. Pull back up to there. I got you. I got you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I see what you mean. I thought you meant pull back of this. Yeah, so it is possible. We could come down. Damn it, I'd hate for OSAM to be right again. I think you might be right, mate. What do we do? Do we keep that or do we get rid of it? Meant from the daily move, that's where it turned. Back in this bloody range again. It's definitely slow, isn't it? Definitely a lack of volume. In all fairness, I struggle to get this on my chart sometimes. I can still read it like that, and I've got plenty left. At the end of the day, normally I've got to squeeze it right to the side and take that one over like this, but the trouble is, it's not as many people trading that because it's clearly hard to do. And there's so much of it stuck in the middle of here. I mean, it's okay trying to take tops and bottoms, but let's have a look. Let's have a look. As long as it doesn't close anymore down here. What you sent me now, a threatening letter. Let's have a look. Is this a death threat you're sending me, is it? Let's have a look. Oh, someone's sending me nasty threatening stuff. Yeah, I see what you're saying, mate, yeah. Looks like a big range. We may go lower, yeah. Yeah. See, if we can break up here, I probably could adjust that a fraction. Maybe put it there. Oh, no. It's hard to say, isn't it? It's not touching us as well as I'd like it. See what happens here. It might just be a pullback, but if we can manage to get above the EMA and get a second entry long. I'm not holding my hopes up though. Let's get rid of that minute. So we know VWAP's just a little bit above this line, don't we? Okay, so we're at this underside. So leg down, leg down. Or, I mean, it's potentially one. That would work as well. Yeah, it works just as good, doesn't it? So it could be break a new low. I am aware that there is a possibility of a leg and a leg there. Well, there is a little leg and a leg. So it may not come down for another leg, but I'm not so sure. That kind of fits just as good. God, this is a boring day today, isn't it? Okay, let's give it another 10 minutes, I think, and then I'm going to knock it on the end. I just want to see what happens now. Go on, push up. And again. So slow. Its indicator's gone again. I don't know why. You're pissed off. It shoots up. It could do, mate. What I'll say, it's sat on top of that line. So if we can get a higher low up here, the trouble is, if you're classing that as one channel, then it could break, could push up and then make a lower high. It took you out. Well, that serves you right for being nasty to me then, won't it, eh? No, I feel for you, mate. I feel for you. Trouble is, it does this sometimes, doesn't it? It sort of teases you, doesn't it? Say, come on, come on, follow me, this is where the money is, and all of a sudden, wham, down it goes. And obviously we got a leg down here, we got a break, could make a new low here, so we could have a couple of legs up or a leg up and then some down. But yeah, it's one of those awkward days today, isn't it? Okay, so it's closed twice above there. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, you might as well. I think you got more chance of just closing your eyes and hitting the buy or sell button, whichever gets first. You done, are you? Yeah, you too, bud. You too. I will do. Wife's out on a works night out tonight, so I'm going to pour myself a single malt after tea, eat some crap, and watch something. Might watch a film. Denzel Washington, I'm watching a lot of at the moment. I love the way he beats the shit out of people really effectively. He's on drugs. Notice his lips. He's getting old now, isn't he? Is he about 70? Is he about? I'm sure he's about 74. He's going well, isn't he? He's just literally just finished one, hasn't he? He's just finished. What's it? 3. The Equalizer 3, I think. I'm sure he's 74. So, 68, tell a lie, 68. I had a feeling he was in his 70s, 68. He's good for 68, though, to be fair. I will call the market. I should call the market Denzel. Market pays me effect. He plays a good part, doesn't he? He does. I like Man on Fire. I think that was one of my favourites. I like that film. And John Q as well was another one he did. I thought that was a great film, John Q. If you've never watched that, that's a great film. John Q. Oh my God, this is so slow. Okay, so far so good. Trouble is, there's a little break there by the looks of things. It could be a leg, and then down. I'd like to come back and test this again and then look for a high low, but I'm not getting involved here at the moment. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. Obviously, the sideways stuff's got a lot to do with it. Just not a hell of a lot of trading going on there. There's obviously, you can see there's buying there. When we're at the bottom, you can clearly see buying. Same again, buying. But when we're in here, it's just really slow going, isn't it? Okay, so we've had this channel down. It does look like it. I'd have preferred it a bit closer there. Otherwise, you'd have to consider that a break. That's sort of where we had it. So I'm not convinced it is a break, but it could be a leg, and then down. So it could go either or here. There may have been some longs who bought in there, see, sitting on top of there after this. Depending how you got drawn that, and that looks like it's about to come down and take out anyone. So I'd say, from what I'm seeing here, I think this is going to come down. Okay. Despite John Q raising awareness, the healthcare gap. See, we don't have that issue over here so much. We got the NHS. So we said, well, I said we get that free. Obviously, it's in our tax and national insurance bill, but everyone gets care. Mind you, I think it's slightly different for you. You have that Obamacare, I think, don't you? But obviously you guys sort of, work on insurance. We don't over here. Having said that, the NHS has had a right battering over here, what with COVID and all that, so the waiting list is flipping humongous. So you're better off just going private, I think, but there is a big waiting list. Unless you're almost dead, then you may get in quickly, but... Okay, I just can't go along there. That's a weak position for me. It's a leg and a leg. It's moving very slowly. It could be just trapping longs. I want to come back again, really. Drop below here and then start to work up then. Sometimes if you get involved in that first bit of stuff, it comes, stops you out, and then gives you a decent... I've done it before. I've got in. It's ended up stopping me out and coming back and then rocketing off where I want it to go. So... yeah, take it easy, Kev. Have a good weekend, mate. Market normal Monday. Yeah, let's bloody hope so, mate. Eh? Let's hope so. I think it is normal, yeah. Thursday, no trading Thursday. It's half day. I think it finishes at 1 or 1:30 on Friday, but I'm guessing most traders will be away. I think Mac was on about having the whole week off, but he said he may come in Monday or Tuesday, but yeah. But Thursday's market's definitely closed all day, and Friday half day, so I think Wednesday will be the last day. I don't think I'm going to bother even trying on Friday. If the volume's that low, it's like watching paint dry. Well, sort of similar to today, really. But yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that'll be it. That'll be it, I think, for the week. Time is it now? I'm going to knock it on the head in a minute. 5 minutes, see what happens, see where this goes. But it's just one of those days, isn't it? Unfortunately, we have them now and again. Yeah, take it easy, mate. Take it easy. In fact, I'm going to knock up the head now. It's just really slow. Pretty sure at least as normal as today. Exactly. But this is it's unusual to have such a sort of a small range channel, really, for such a good chunk of the day. Usually this size channel we don't have. I mean, that's gone on for over 2 hours, that, hasn't it? It's gone on for 2 hours. It's unusual. I think the Max say these channels, when you have a sort of correction or some sideways, tends to go on for about 40 minutes, but this is just, it's an unusual one. We've had opportunities to go lower and it's snapped back. That one dropped straight out but came back just as quick. We've had a little bit out the top, but same again, come back. I don't know, this may come back in. But it's, I mean, there may be a top there. There's definitely a little bit of resistance there somewhere, but it does look like it's going up, but there is almost a leg and a leg, so you could. And I've done this many times in the past thinking it's going up, dropped a long in there, and all of a sudden it ticks me and stops me out. So I don't know what this is doing. For me, if I'm going to take a long, it needs to come back here. That could take another 20 minutes at this rate. Or it could just drop and have another leg down. So no trades today, but I've got no problem with that. It's a good exercise in patience. I've done my job. I've sat wait for trades. There hasn't been any. With the exception of, yeah, see, I looked at that one. Trouble is, in real time, it's congested and you just don't know. So you may have taken one of those. I looked at that one. Same again, sideways, you just don't know. So I've got no problem, but you can't trade this. You just end up getting chopped up. You get into some longs there, and what happens? It comes down and takes you out. So I bet some traders lost a few quid in around about there. So it is going slow, but it's too slow for me. So that's me done for the week. So I appreciate all your comments. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you all same time Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. And don't forget, keep in mind that 90%'s on till the 28th. My code's down below. If you use it or you have used it, it's appreciated. So have a great weekend, and I'll chat with you all on Monday. Bye for now.